In the grand theater of life, wisdom and folly often share the same stage. Yet the discerning eye can distinguish the wise from the foolish. The subtle but profound markers of foolishness reveal themselves in patterns of thought and behavior. Here are 9 signs that mark the path of the foolish, explored in even greater depth. 1. Impulsiveness. The foolish act without thought, driven by fleeting desires and whims. Their lives resemble turbulent waters, constantly agitated by external circumstances and inner desires. Consider the individual who spends money recklessly without considering the consequences. They purchase luxuries they do not need, driven by a momentary desire to impress others or to fill an emotional void. This impulsiveness leads to financial instability and regret, creating a vicious cycle that becomes difficult to escape. The wise, however, cultivate the discipline to pause and reflect. They understand that a moment of thought can prevent a lifetime of regret. The Stoics teach us to master our impulses and to act in accordance with reason, not emotion. As Seneca observed, it is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult. 2. Arrogance. Arrogance is the armor of the foolish, shielding them from the insights and wisdom of others. They believe themselves to be infallible and view the counsel of others as unnecessary. This hubris blinds them to their own ignorance and limits their growth. Consider the professional who refuses to seek feedback or learn from colleagues, dismissing constructive criticism as irrelevant. This arrogance stifles their development and alienates those around them, leaving them isolated and stagnant. The wise, however, are humble. They recognize that true wisdom comes from listening and learning from others. Humility allows them to view others not as competitors, but as collaborators in the shared pursuit of growth and understanding. As Marcus Aurelius said, it is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows. 3. Inconsistency. The actions and words of the foolish are not aligned. They make promises they do not keep and shift their stance with the changing winds of opinion. This inconsistency undermines their credibility and trustworthiness. Imagine the leader who constantly changes their strategic direction, leaving their team confused and demoralized. Each unfulfilled promise chips away at their reputation, creating an environment of doubt and instability. The wise, in contrast, strive for congruence between their words and actions. They understand that integrity is the cornerstone of character. Consistency fosters trust and builds a solid foundation for lasting relationships and endeavors. As Seneca stated, let deeds match words. 4. Blame. The foolish are quick to cast blame on others for their misfortunes. They fail to take responsibility for their own actions and choices, preferring to see themselves as perpetual victims of circumstance. This mindset not only stifles growth but also erodes relationships. Consider the employee who always blames their colleagues for their own shortcomings, creating a toxic work environment where resentment festers. The wise understand that accountability is the path to empowerment. They take ownership of their actions and learn from their mistakes, turning adversity into opportunity. By accepting responsibility, they gain the clarity and resilience needed to overcome challenges. As Epictetus taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. 5. Ignorance. Foolishness often manifests as ignorance, where individuals speak on matters they do not understand, mistaking their opinions for knowledge. They are quick to offer advice on subjects they have not studied, spreading misinformation and confusion. Consider the person who shares inaccurate information on social media, contributing to the spread of falsehoods. This behavior not only misleads others, but also diminishes their own credibility. The wise, on the other hand, recognize the limits of their knowledge. They seek to learn and understand before they speak, embodying the Socratic wisdom of knowing that they know nothing. Intellectual humility allows them to ask questions, seek guidance, and grow. As Socrates encapsulated, the only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. 6. Envy. Envy consumes the foolish, blinding them to the abundance in their own lives. They fixate on the success and possessions of others, leading to feelings of inadequacy and resentment. This envy not only sours their disposition, but also hinders their ability to appreciate their own achievements. Consider the neighbor who constantly compares themselves to others, feeling perpetually dissatisfied despite their own accomplishments. The wise, however, find contentment in their own journey. They focus on their own growth and celebrate the successes of others without comparison. Gratitude becomes their compass, guiding them toward a life of peace and fulfillment. As Seneca advised, it is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor. 7. Dishonesty. Deception is a hallmark of foolishness. The foolish believe that lies can build a stable foundation, but in truth, dishonesty erodes trust and integrity. They deceive others and themselves, creating a web of falsehoods that eventually ensnares them. Consider the entrepreneur who exaggerates their company's achievements, ultimately damaging their reputation when the truth is revealed. Lies may offer temporary relief, but they ultimately lead to long-term consequences. The wise, conversely, value honesty and transparency. They understand that truth is the foundation of all lasting relationships and endeavors. Honesty fosters trust, strengthens bonds, and creates a legacy of respect. As Marcus Aurelius stated, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." 8. Procrastination. The foolish delay important tasks, always finding excuses to avoid the necessary work. They are mired in a perpetual cycle of postponement, leading to missed opportunities and unfulfilled potential. Consider the student who constantly delays studying, only to find themselves unprepared when exams arrive. This habit creates a pattern of mediocrity, as procrastination robs them of the opportunity to excel. The wise, however, understand the importance of timely action. They prioritize their tasks and execute them with diligence, recognizing that procrastination is the thief of time. By acting decisively, they open doors to opportunities and success. As Seneca wisely noted, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." 9. Lack of self-control. The foolish are slaves to their appetites and desires, unable to master their own impulses. This lack of self-control leads to a life of excess and imbalance, where short-term pleasures are prioritized over long-term well-being. Consider the individual who indulges in unhealthy habits, sacrificing their future health for momentary gratification. This lack of restraint creates a cycle of dependence and regret. The wise, in contrast, practice self-discipline and restraint. They understand that true freedom comes from mastery over one's desires. By exercising self-control, they achieve balance and harmony in their lives. As Epictetus taught, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. In our quest for wisdom, it is not enough to merely recognize these traits in others. We must also look within and acknowledge these tendencies in ourselves. The Stoics remind us that the path to wisdom lies in self-awareness and the constant pursuit of virtue. By striving to overcome these signs of foolishness, we can cultivate a life of greater clarity, purpose, and fulfillment. The journey toward wisdom is not about perfection, but progress. It is through recognizing our own shortcomings and actively working to better ourselves that we move closer to true wisdom and virtue. Each step forward, however small, brings us closer to the best version of ourselves. This journey demands patience, humility, and unwavering determination. But its rewards are profound. A life of meaning, resilience, and profound inner peace. Please follow for more videos.